Welcome back to Bullshit Creepypasta Storytime, where I selectively clean up the internet by accident. Now, I know a lot of you out there want me to tackle Sally.exe, but more importantly, the stupid sequel to Sonic.exe, but those are already on the Trollpasta wiki, so they're not exactly going anywhere. There's no rush. That's Halloween stuff. Meanwhile, though, there are still stories out there on the Creepypasta wiki that I need to read to you, because that's just kind of how this segment ended up working. So today, I'm going to tell you the tale of Pokemon Isn't Real, right? It's not, by the way. I am what you might call a hacker. Not exactly that. Oh good, sentence and a half into the story and you're already lying to me. But we'll forget that for now. Explain to me how you hack with your hacker skills. So, not exactly that, but more of a game hacker. I create new games from other games, add some extra levels, put new stuff, post it on the web, put up a disclaimer, etc. ... So you make mods. I'm sure this story will be full of technical information regarding the subject of hack modding, changing the names of things. The games I like to do this the most to is Pokemon games, no doubt many of you read Creepypasta here on this website with Creepypasta in its name, and know all about people posting stories that attempt to keep people awake at night, out of fear. Though let's be realistic, most of them don't work. But some of them do, according to the author. But they don't. This, however, isn't a fake. Which means that it's completely fake. Let me start from the beginning. Oh, I'm not a writer, but just a little tip. Always start your story from the beginning. Author missed that by like a paragraph. But I had just finished, quote-unquote, hacking Pokemon Blue, and changed up a few things. It was just for fun, mind you. And I had no intention of ever thinking anything can backfire. Which is really the best hacking method out there. Don't have any intent of anything ever backfiring ever and you'll be set. It was after I finished a few tweaks that I noticed that I had hacked almost every Pokemon game except for one, ... Pokemon Leaf Green. The lucky bastard escaped the author's grasp for so long. Good on you. But being that this was the last Pokemon hack he was ever going to make for reasons he did not explain at all, I wanted to make it special, or he, depending on the context of who's talking. My favorite Pokemon is Eevee, and I thought, why not make it the main character in the game? Oh god, do you dare? Despite what most think, it isn't that hard to change the storyline of a game. Oh good, our hacker is going to break down storytelling for us. There are many programs that can help you do it. Author didn't list any, but hey, Notepad will work, and Word, Paper also, that'll do some stuff. The storyline I made for, and I'm gonna need to spell this one out, P-O-K music symbol, M-O-N Leaf Green. A very musical game. However, was Pokemon Apocalypse, or moreover, Pokepocalypse. I know, sounds morbid, and no, it sounds mundane, but I am that kind of guy. Mundane, apparently. Or, used to be. It was supposed to be simple enough. I created another evolution for Eevee that involved a moonstone, and probably fanfiction, I would assume. I cancelled out all other evolutions it can make. For some reason, it could rain evolution stones, you don't know, and from that point on, the Eevee couldn't become Jolteon, Flareon, etc. Oh, you gave up so fast on that one. There are more than that. The Pokemon that I placed it to transform into was Dark Eevee. And before you start wondering, this is not a copy of Umbreon or anything like that. Which means it is totally a copy of Umbreon or anything like that. Good to know. It was supposed to be a new type of Pokemon that I created. I also changed its moveset too. Just because I'm psycho, hacker. It was supposed to know only Curse, being that I was inspired by some pastas at the time. Author admits. And shame on you. But that wasn't how it went though. After all was said and done, we apparently missed the fun montage of hacking the game together, but After all was said and done, I plugged the ROM into Visual Boy Advance on my computer and started playing. The author likes to enjoy his own work, evidently. Hopping right into it. It started out normally. I was taken into the professor's lab soon enough. I also changed the starter Pokemon of the game, making Eevee the only Pokemon that could be chosen. You're a daredevil, aren't you? It was after I took Eevee that the strange thing happened. Prof. Oak began talking about depressing things I didn't program him to say. Well, now I'm beginning to question your skills as a hacker. But with my rival that I had named Sorrow to the left of my player, Grief, but then, all of a sudden, the Eevee popped out of its ball. I didn't program it to do that. God, I'm inept. If any of you played Pokemon Yellow, you had that Pikachu, quote-unquote, follow you. It was similar, only when I tried to talk to the Eevee, it only looked at me with a depressed glare. I was pretty unnerved by that, I said out loud in my story, but later on, I thought nothing of it and pressed on. Good, no, don't think anything of it at all. Stupid ghost things that flew into the ROM while you were trying to think of really edgy trainer names like Grief. Nah, nothing wrong with that at all, you're smart. Once I battled my rival, I noticed that its moveset wasn't what I programmed it to have either. It's like I wasn't even paying attention when I did this like 5 seconds ago. Instead of just having Curse, it had 3 moves: Perish Song, Frustration, and Pain Split. Knowing what all these moves did, having hacked them moments ago, I used the move Frustration, being that it was my only attack that I could use. Almost instantly, Sorrow's Charmander was taken down, with the caption, "It was a one-hit KO." Needless to say, I was shocked, and kind of excited. I was weird. But if I had a Pokemon that can do a one-hit KO, I can take on anybody, maybe even the League. Which league? I don't know, he doesn't specify, but a league is about to go down with just my Eevee. Though you could also just max out all your stats through your Haxing, but you know better than I do. I took my Eevee to level 30, all the while it wouldn't learn any new moves. It didn't want to learn any TMs or HMs, so I had to catch new Pokemon to use them like some kind of normal person playing a Pokemon game. Finally, I happened upon to stumble a Moonstone. May have tripped over it along with some other words along the way, but I got it. I finally had a chance to be able to get my Eevee to transform into a Dark Eevee, which is not and never was Umbreon. It's super original. I selected Moonstone. Then I clicked on my Eevee in the Pokemon team menu. Thank you for breaking down that section, because it's very complicated stuff. But it seemed Eevee had different plans, and that's when things really went apeshit. And that's when I really ran out of plot to write down. At first, it showed a question mark when I tried to get it to transform. On the 3rd try, I heard Eevee cry, and the caption read, "Please don't make me transform, don't you like me the way I am?" Instantly, I was in shock again. Very surprised. I didn't program this to do that. Really drive that point home, please. I get it, you're really bad at doing what you love, so am I. But being the stupid bastard that I am, I tried one last time. A rebel without a cause, you are. But it then showed the evolution screen with Eevee evolving, which is that tends to happen on that screen. But I felt bad. But then I shook it off. After all, Pokemon isn't real, right? And no, they are not. Again, thank you for the question, though. Go away. After Eevee evolved into Dark Eevee, I looked into the sprite. Not at it so much as into it, and saw a few things that were off. Oh wait, more things in your hack that you fucked up? God, that's so surprising at this point in time in the story. It had dark fur with purple eyes and a white belly as I designed. Artist. Alright. But that was the only thing that stayed the same. It was now a murderous expression on its face. You know the one, it had that expression on its face of murderous. There was red on its tail and ears, ... which I later realized was blood, because why wouldn't it be? This is what the Pokepocalypsis is all about after all, blood and Eevee. But the most surprising thing of all was that it wanted to learn a new move. Oh, the horror. Out of all the... Never mind. It was called Wormhole. I didn't know what this move did, and God knows I couldn't go check. That would have required the menu thing I explained here. I'm not going to go in the menu. But being that it only had 3 moves at the time, I didn't have to delete one move to make room for it. Okay, I guess. I went into the grass to find some weak Pokemon to try it out on. God, I wish I hadn't done that, says the author, ending a paragraph. A level 26 Raticate came out of the grass, because that's just kind of what they do. I could have sworn I saw fear in its expression, but I'm not sure. It all happened so fast, I can barely make anything out. Playing video games is hard. Without my command or anything, Dark Eevee used Wormhole. The screen then cut to black and wouldn't turn on. No longer how long I wait long. So, I closed Visual Boy Advance and tried to calm myself down. This was freaking me the fuck out. And it's understandable, a sudden cut to black will do that shit. It was then I looked back at my monitor and started to shit bricks. And this is where things get interesting, although only slightly. See, by all intents and purposes, the story is done. I think the author just ended it there on that poor note, but an addition was, for some reason, made to the story, which I'm sure is canon, nobody freak out over it, but let's continue from where someone else's story didn't leave off. Dark Eevee was staring right up at me from my screen, blinking. Then a distorted cry came from my speakers. Captions appeared below the Pokemon saying this: "What's wrong, Master? You created me, isn't this what you want?" "I'm losing my mind," said new author, which is why I am typing this so you can read it. Which is why anyone types anything most of the time. Never mind. You probably don't believe me, and you're right, I don't. You weren't even the first person. You may just dismiss it as another pasta, and I do. Especially since you're just someone who added this section. Just another story to scare people. Or to make Yuriofwind giggle snidely when he read that for the first time. After all, you may reason to yourself, Pokemon isn't real, right? And no, it is not, in fact, real. Shocker. To continue where I left off, it wasn't you. Again, Dark Eevee was following me wherever I went. I saw it everywhere. The computer screen, my laptop, my Game Boy Color, even though it was a ROM, so I'm not sure how he got in there, but yeah, the author knows best. But Eevee was blinking and talking, continually making sounds with that distorted cry, ... Even as I type this, it's staring at me through my television. I don't even know how it plotted its way over in that direction of the room. I am pleading to you, reader, don't do what I did. Just don't. And that's right, dear listeners, don't. Don't find someone else's already bad story and then tack on your part because you think that that'll tie up loose ends and suddenly make it good, because that's never gonna happen. This has been Bullshit Creepypasta Storytime. Thanks for watching. Yo homies, Yuriofwind here, and welcome back to Endslate. Last time on Endslate, I made a video and then I did an Endslate. This time on Endslate, I'm doing the same thing. Repetition, I know. But, hey, you just watched the Bullshit Creepypasta Storytime on Pokemon Isn't Real, is it? I hope you enjoyed the video. I thought the story was dumb, so I felt it needed my attention, which is why I've, put off, at least for the time being, doing Sally.exe and Sonic.exe. I will tackle those, eventually. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. But now let's get on to the end-slating thing of me recommending videos. This is end-slate. The first thing I'd like to recommend is the last video I did on this channel, which was a gaming mysteries on Super Mario Galaxy, the beta of it. It's my talkie voice. If that didn't show up in your subscription box and you'd like to check it out or something like that, you may do so if you want. And the other video is going to be, let's say, a part of my Pokemon Let's Play over on the Gameplay channel, because I have another channel that I sometimes upload videos to, if you want to check that out. And as for the other stuff, if you liked the video and you would like to like it, you may do so. If you want to subscribe, that's greatly appreciated, but you don't have to. Totally up to you. But appreciated. And again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And did I say everything? I think I did. Mention 2 things. Mention the other thing that always makes me uncomfortable. Yeah. I will see you guys next time on whatever video I do. I think I know what it is. You guys don't. I think I do. I think I know what it is, though. But, bye, guys.